on over to the booth. Ailey and Corey have the call for round 14.
Thanks so much, Maria. Looking forward to some win and in action. We are Corey Baumeister alongside Ailey Loney. Thank you so much for joining us as we get to the real good bits, friends. Yeah, sure, the finals is all cool and all, but watching the players sweat to try and make it into top 8, whew, that is where all the tension lies. 2 players, 2 very impressive records, 11-2 thus far. Former Player of the Year, Luis Salvatto, up against Marco Belacca, who has been our leader, now co-leader with Luis. So one of these players is going to crack it. Corey, any predictions?
Absolutely. I would think going to be a very close matchup for sure. I talked to Salvatto before this. Says he likes the matchup, doesn't like game 1, but post-board with a bunch of duresses, he feels pretty good about it. And also, you just got to kind of look at the win streak versus, you know, the kind of losses in the last couple rounds. Salvatto has the momentum. Is 5-0 so far, and Marco picking up a couple of losses. So you got to like the hot hand.
Oh, yeah. Marco looked just untouchable yesterday. 2 O's all throughout constructed. Fumbling a little bit here, not fumbling, stumbling, struggling, because the players that he's meeting now are all the players that came with the same idea that he had in, I'm going to try and disrupt whatever your game plan is as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Demir Excruciator deck that we have kind of seen at the World Championship, Salvatto was saying, yeah, pretty much everyone on the team played it. The entire Spanish team, as well as Christopher Larson, ended up playing, and they feel very good about it. You know, the big change they make, I was talking to him before this, and they were playing 4 Insatiable Avarice, went to bed, submitted the decks, and then woke up in the middle of the night, changed it to 3 stock-ups and 3. So that was their big aha moment.
Well, you can't keep a good Excruciator down. I would love to see some comboing off of this. Here we see Insatiable Avarice targeting Luis, though, because, you know, Doomsday Excruciator is going to mill you all the same. Doesn't matter how many cards you've drawn up until the point that it hits.
Yeah, this is a card that, as far as standards power level right now, you know, it's going to be reminiscent of Painful Truth. You know, usually a card that is really not up to standard snuff right now, but with that combination of being able to mill out your opponent as you excruciate the libraries away, ends up being a lot better. Plus, in game 1 here, where there's so many removal spells, you see this exchange from Salvatto, which is normally terrible. A draw 3, discard 2, you're basically not accomplishing anything. But if you're getting Requiting Hex, the Harvester out of your hand, those are cards that are going to be dead anyways.
Yeah, we saw that a couple times, you know, when we had our pre-Pro Tour meeting like we do. We were kind of chuckling at the card. It's like, wait, what is happening here? And we figured it out eventually, and we're like, okay, that's kind of funny, because then you can just avarice yourself early, have a full hand, go to discard, chuck a couple things in the bin, and then boom, you're good to go for turn 4.
Yeah, absolutely. It replaced the classic All-Star Caustic Bronco from the list before.
No, All-Star is far too generous.
That is...
How many times did we see those players kill themselves with their Caustic Bronco?
A few. But it was
Too
more,
many.
yeah. It was very, very comical at least, that's for sure.
It sure was. Made for great moments in coverage. So thank you for that, dear Javier and friends. No more lies, taking care of deceit. So that is in the bin and exiled, importantly. So won't see any superior Spider-Mans coming back as deceit.
And we saw an incredible match here last round. Salvatto played against Eli Cassis.
Yeah, you told me about that
one. That was an awesome one for Salvatto to take that one down against one of the better players here. It's going to be a lot of draw go like we're seeing right now, though. A lot of them setting up their hands, but we do see the Doomsday Excruciator, so if we can find a way to resolve that one through all the counter spells, that's going to be ideal here.
You know, 5-4 ain't terrible.
Yeah,
that'll get you pretty dead in 3 turns, so Marco has to answer this.
Looks like Marco was very much deciding, do I want to play the Unagi at Kyoshi Island or consult here? Mana efficiency would have pointed to the Unagi, but mana efficiency is not necessarily what this matchup's all about. It's just timing your cards at the right moment.
Yeah. You know, that is usually the point. When you see the creatures being cast, when you see Wan Shi Tong, when you see the Unagi of Kyoshi Island, then you know the control player is like, all right, I'm putting my stamp on this game. It's mine to win. We're not at that point yet for Marco.
Yep, absolutely.
So Harvester of Misery gets to survive 1 combat step. Down to 9 goes Marco, and 2-turn clock now. He needs to get this off the board. And we'll find a way to do so. Has a Get Lost in hand. Here comes Doomsday Excruciator.
Wow, just jamming it, and it looks like Marco
gonna
does
resolve.
not have the answer right now. We could easily see a consult the star charts and kicked right now to be able to find a 2-mana removal spells. Basically, do I have a No More Lies on the top 6 cards? Okay, there is
Yeah,
one
all right.
there.
Cool.
I was going to say, otherwise, the texture of the game changes dramatically. So
Yeah.
what this deck is kind of trying to do from Salvatto's perspective is Excruciator, you know, everyone has their bottom 6 cards for library, and then you finish the game off with one of your lands where you just animate the Reef, mill them for 4, and kind of win the library race there. But looks like this one will be dealt with.
You know, in this instance, I don't think it's so much worrying about the library. It's more just, I'm going to kill you with 11 power on the board.
That's true. Yeah. It would. That's true. It would be kind of winning the game in 2 different spots.
Yeah.
But being able to counter that here, even if you're at 9 here and you have this Harvester coming in, I wouldn't even be that shocked if Marco just says, I'll take it, and then deals with it from here.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's 7 mana. That's Jeskai Revelation mana if I've ever seen it. So
Absolutely.
if it ain't going to kill him, he's not going to bother about it.
And looking at the deck list, Marco is going to know that I don't have to time this Revelation, play it aggressively to play around counterspells. There are no counterspells in the main deck from Salvatto. This is the tap-out style of control deck. And, this is, once again, very much targeting the Cub decks in that tap-out sense.
So Luis now trying to find 2 lethal threats here. Marco is going to be quite interested to do something about this. Jeskai Revelation can counter it.
Well, Jeskai, I mean, you can
We'll put it
bounce
back,
it.
bounce it,
Yep,
yeah.
and then
Turn target
deal
spell or
some
permanent.
damage as well. So, I mean, this Jeskai Revelation into Jeskai Revelation is going to be devastating.
Oh, for sure.
Here for Salvatto, for sure.
So that resolves, but we will see end step irrespective. Jeskai Revelation returning Superior Spider-Man to hand. Then the Harvester of Misery is going to disappear for good, at least one of them, and deals 4 damage to the other creature. So a super clean 7 mana, only 7 mana, answer to Luis Salvatto's board. And all of a sudden, Marco's in the driver's seat.
Yep, tight sequencing there from Marco, allowing the Superior Spider-Man to exile a creature. That's just one more piece of food in the graveyard that you don't have access to. And one other thing I want to point out, Luis Salvatto has not cast that Intimidation Tactics. Had it available as early as turn 1, and it's just recognizing, like, I need to time it, and also it's not going to hit that many things.
Yeah.
Maybe holding on to it to loot it away or something like that.
Now, all of a sudden, the control player is attacking. Bad news for anyone across from them, as Marco Belacca is perfectly content to have 2 friends on the board and Intimidation Tactics on the stack.
Yeah, just cycling that
Excuse me,
one away.
cycling
That makes a lot of sense as, well, you're only really hitting one creature. And it's actually in hand, so like if Salvatto would have fired it off earlier, it would have got something, but not really what the game is all about here.
I bet he'd love to resolve a deadly cover-up here.
And might try it. But yeah, the Superior Spider-Man on the Harvester cleans up the monks as well, so this one, yeah, it tries.
It's going to try. I think it might fail here, as Marco does have a couple of spells here to fire off and keep them above the -2/-2 that would kill them.
Yep, can consult the star charts and kick it, as well as get lost on the Harvester with the trigger on the stack to keep them alive.
Sweet.
Could have also just said sure, and then Jeskai Revelation again. I think either of those plays are absolutely devastating and backbreaking for Salvatto, so it just all really leads to game 1 here. Looks
pretty
really,
bad for them
really
now.
tough for Salvatto, but then you get into the aspect of bringing in 4 duress against a deck that basically doesn't have any targets duress misses is going to be gigantic.
No, this is a it's a Demir deck, but all of the blue stuff is in the sideboard.
Yeah.
At least in terms of permission spells, so.
Yeah, because we could just look back as far as the turn where we had the Excruciator. If you could ever just duress and then cast that, this game's completely different.
Yeah. So Luis able to get a little bit of value there, that requiting Hex, blighting, gaining some life, killing a token, and get some map tokens for his efforts there, as Get Lost removes Superior Spider-Man.
17-8.
Yeah, and I really loved Luis Salvatto's pregame interview, just saying, I used to get nervous during these situations, but it's just been around the block so much. Has that great attitude towards the game, and it's really fun to watch You might have also remembered Luis Salvatto played against Seth in the second ever Player of the Year, face-off.
Yes, I remember that. That was one of the first events I watched when I started playing Magic.
Really cool aspect there.
I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, where Salvatto did take that down to be Player of the Year.
Excellent Magic player, winning Pro Tour Rivals of Ixalan as well. Good friends with Marcio and Javier. Two probably the best limited and constructed players in the room. Two of the best, for sure.
Absolutely. And Salvatto's right up there. Traveled around to a lot of Grand Prix and stuff and did some nice work on that circuit. Phenomenal player.
Insatiable Avarice drawn here.
Also played everyone's favorite deck when he won his Pro Tour, Lantern Control. Everyone loves it. It's super fun.
Okay. Presses X to doubt. Jeskai Revelation once again. Getting rid of that deadly cover-up, so no look-sees for Salvatto. And you got to think this is shutting the door here for Salvatto in game one.
Absolutely. Door feels very much shut, and I think at this point, Salvatto's going to be very close to scooping it up because, well, Salvatto's got to recognize I have to win 2 games where it's going to get just as grindy in the post-board games. Then he wants to give himself the most opportunities to win. Both these players need one more win here in the next 2 rounds, and a draw is just a double loss at this stage.
If you are joining us, hi. Welcome to round 14. Thanks for being here. These are our 2 tournament leaders, and Luis Salvatto has just gone down a game to Marco Belacca, rocking Jeskai Control, one of the decks firmly in the other category here this weekend, but making it look incredibly good for this metagame.
Yep, both of these decks firmly in the other category, and both of them having a fantastic weekend. And here is going to be the most important card, just the duress right in the window. And wow, Torpor Orb, hey, makes sense. It really does stop Deceit. It stops Doomsday Excruciator.
It's great against all of these elementals.
It really is.
From Lauren Eclipsed as well, so.
We'll see how much Salvatto respects it, because, I mean, the one thing is we do have the Deceit as well, so next turn it's very likely that we are just going to take a peek at the hand. Going Duress into Deceit, take a card from the hand into Stock Up, that is a fantastic start.
Decides that card advantage is something he wants to cut off at the knees, so consult the star charts in the bin.
Steam Vent's off the top as far as a card, so nothing really changing here.
Meticulous Archive. Do we like what's on top there for Marco? Yes.
And that is a bummer because, as they say, you can't Deceit the top of the deck. So Deceit is going to get Torpor, but then Marco is going to have, presumably, a non-land on top. So no matter what, it's going to at least have the Inagi at Kyoshi Island.
Yeah. 4 lands in hand, certainly don't want another one, but Deceit will take care of the orb like you mentioned.
Or, I mean maybe we just don't care about the orb. I kind of doubt it, but we shall see.
Yeah, I think we care enough about it, especially since all the creatures that are your haymakers that will win you the game eventually, they kind of have enters effects. You don't want them to be vanilla 5/5s and 6/6s.
Exactly. I would assume Salvatto is bringing in the 3 Quantum Riddlers in the board as well. So just another card that gets shut down.
Yeah, try and fight the card advantage battle.
Okay, that looks awesome. Excruciator, looks like Salvatto doesn't want immediately now, but we get the one of Archenemy Charm as well as Stock Up number 2. Stock Ups are great at finding more Stock Ups. It looks like Salvatto did change his mind there and decided to pick up the Excruciator. Just such a cool card, and just
a creepy
really
boy in it.
Completely changes the dynamic of a game immediately.
I remember opening that when the set came out, when Duskmourn released, I was like, okay, sure. 6 mana for that, all black, okay, no problem.
Yeah, a little tough to make work, but wow, double
duress. Okay.
That's going to be great, and we have the Bitter Triumph to be able to deal with the Inagi at Kyoshi Island, so 1 duress here can pick off Get Lost, and then you can duress away the other non-creature spell, Jeskai Revelation at any time, but...
Man, this is looking good.
Yep, makes sense. You can take that one first as well, just not play a creature before you cast Duress once again, so...
Sideboards for the win, man.
I mean, this
This is such an important skill to have as a Magic player. It's like, yeah, you could chuck a whole bunch of stuff on your sideboard, but you got to know how to do it properly, man.
Absolutely. And that's what these teams spend 2 weeks of testing for. And oh my goodness.
What do you find?
Intimidation tactic off the top to get the Inagi as well.
Both?
Wow.
Holy moly.
And there's really nothing else that Salvatto can play, but still might hold on to the duress. I assume we're going to see Salvatto play the sewers first, figure out what's on top. If it's land 6, do you just keep it and duress your opponent and then just pray that they did not draw like stock up into No More Lies or something? That would be devastating.
Yeah. No Restless Reef for the mill plan right now. No, we're getting a little bit ahead there, but, you know, it's all well and good casting an Excruciator, but you have to be able to capitalize.
That was a great draw for Marco. Quarry Mountain Monastery, just to be able to add cards every single turn where hand disruption gets so much worse when you have a land that says, well, you took everything else from me, I'll just pay 5 and draw a card. That was very interesting because Salvatto did keep a land on top.
Okay.
Salvatto did keep a land on top and didn't duress, so had no plan to cast Doomsday. But this is just a 5-mana cranial extraction style of effect. We'll see if we have that card to bring up. Probably not.
I would like to target your Jeskai Revelation, please.
You would
As that is your win condition. Now, Quarry Mountain Monastery is available to activate, but I think we're just going to let Marco, you know, hand over
Hold on a
the
minute.
deck. What's up?
I'm thinking, how can Marco actually win the game now?
They can't.
Well,
Unless
in
he's
the
bought in Wan
sideboard,
Chitong.
there is one other card that can be very, very monumental, we'll say, and that is a River Churn Monument in the sideboard.
I did spy that too, and I have had someone do that to me once I milled them for a lot. That card will win Marco the game if he's able to find it.
In their graveyard. Just picture this, okay? We're going to Doomsday Excruciator, have 6 cards in our graveyard. Marco top decks that and exhausts it right away. That would be that'd be a devastating way to lose a game. That's
lights
for sure.
out. Let's see. Can Marco find River Churn Monument?
Consult the star charts off the top.
Sure, cool, great.
Wow, I'm actually shocked that Marco played that land though. I actually think that may have been a misstep. Just let that land go to exile. Consult the star charts, leave 2 mana open. Like, what if we see No More Lies here, and now we don't have the mana to counter anything? That actually could be devastating. And there it is.
Ooh.
I mean, if this game goes to Salvatto based on this Doomsday Excruciator here, that will be the turning point of not playing Flood Farm Verge instead of the Parlor there. Because, yeah, No More Lies was an option, and you could have just passed the turn, and then when Salvatto goes to cast a Doomsday or something, then you can at least try to counter it.
Okay. Well. Going for Superior Spider-Man on Deceit, getting rid of the stock up, so cutting the card advantage out from underneath Marco. But he does still have the flash threat in the Unagi of Kyoshi Island. Mistraz Village.
Yeah, and I think if Marco went the other way with that and played the land, you consult the star charts, you get No More Lies and stock up, No More Lies Superior Spider-Man, and then you start this turn with stock up, and I feel like you'd be in a better position.
Oh, Doomsday Excruciator hits the board. Well, let's mill everything except the bottom 6 cards of the library, shall we?
A very unique interaction between these cards is if you have the Unagi of Kyoshi Island in play, Doomsday Excruciator draws that extra card during your upkeep, then you draw 2 cards, then you're getting quicker to milling yourself out.
Yeah, let's not do that. Oh, okay. Activating Quarry Mountain Monastery, finding a spell snare. So now we start milling. Bottom 6 gets to stay. Do the players know any of the bottom 6 cards of the library?
Not
Was there any
100%.
stock ups would have put some stuff under there?
Yep, yeah, that is a very good point. Stock ups make the bottom pretty known.
Yeah. So the players may have an idea of what they're drawing. Get lost. Okay, that keeps Marco alive, but now he really needs to hope to find that River Churn Monument.
Yeah, you really got to hope that it was there. And, I mean, when we stock up, there's 3 cards that go to the bottom that we knew. And the Monument wasn't in there as far as the quick glance I got. So for Marco, it could be one of the top 2 cards. And the cards are exiled face down, so the
Yeah,
players
so you
don't
can't
get
even
to
look at them to
see
see what you may have in the top, well, the bottom 5 cards now of
Mm-hmm.
the library. Man, this would have been quite different if Marco had that No More Lies.
Yeah, I would think so. And now it just comes down to both players just have to think, how do I deck the other player? That's
Yeah.
kind of how this game changes to. Luis could still kill Marco with damage, but I do not think Marco could win the game with just this Unagi, especially with Bitter Triumph. So, I mean, as it stands now, the life
We gotta
totals
get
are 5
free.
to 5. That is what you can look at.
Essentially, yeah.
And it's 5 cards to 5 cards. Marco's going to draw down to 4 cards. Ooh, okay. So one thing that Salvatto can do right now is just warp a Riddler, keep 2 cards in hand. Most
Yeah.
of the time you want to draw 2, and Salvatto could have.
Now he draws
But
2.
now Marco's forced to draw 2. So it is now 3 to 4. And the Unagi at Kyoshi Island
Oh, man.
is not a May. You must draw.
Now the Bitter Triumph. Killing the Unagi, clearing the way for Superior Spider-Man. Let's see if the creatures can kill the opponent before the library does.
Exactly. And now that is warped out of there.
Boop, boop, boop.
And unless we see Monument.
Oh, Day of Judgment.
So it's 2 cards. So those would be stock-up cards, so pretty unlikely that there
Yeah.
would be Monument. But that is the one out as far as I see, and it would be incredible.
Unless Marco was so big-brained, he put it to the bottom. We just didn't see it. It's
And
like,
maybe-
yes, this is something that could happen.
Maybe we didn't bring it in as well. That's a possibility. I would think
What
it would be
matchup
a
is it
solid
for,
card
then?
here. The Control Mirror, I would imagine for sure. But I mean, I would bring it in here too as well.
So 2 cards, no Unagi. Multiversal Passage.
Not even trying to draw cards off a Riddler. That's not a Monument.
Got excited for a second there. I'm like, oh, it's blue. No, it's the wrong one. I'm looking for Frog Bomb on a card. Lost card. Is it?
Monument?
No, not gonna get it done here for Marco. So Luis Salvatto getting the victory here by milling out his opponent. Game 3, let's go.
Oh boy.
That was sweet.
That really was a sweet game. It does make sense what Luis Salvatto was telling me before that. Like game 1,
Yeah.
that is very rough. But man, game 2, his whole deck is hand disruption and card advantage, and then demons. You know, so it's a very streamlined deck post board.
A couple pieces of interaction here for Luis. In hand, we've got Tashana's Tidebinder and Normalized ×3.
Yes.
So I don't think Luis is going to have a good time resolving anything as it stands.
Yep. But no land, so Marco needs a land right now. Otherwise, you might have to main phase. Oh no, there was a Hollowed Fawn.
His
Okay.
Fawn, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's good.
And Tashana's Tidebinder is a really nice one. It counters a Deceit, but you get a body.
Sure does. Stock up. He's going to get met with another Normalize. That's 2 down for those of you keeping track at home. Another Hallowed Fountain off the top.
Great draw.
2 Tashana's Tidebinders. Nice. Okay. And also consult the star charts. Kicked if Luis doesn't present any threats here.
It's like we might be going for another card advantage spell here. Either Winter Night Stories or Insatiable Avarice. It would kind of make sense to me, at least, to go for Winter Night Stories first. But this is also the turn 4, where whenever your opponent can kick a Consult the Star Charts, I like to play my best spell. I was like, you
Yeah.
need to choose between Consult
yeah.
or countering. And I think Salvatto's best spell is the Avarice here. So I love that play. Marco did have both, had to make that decision, and you know, made the counter spell decision. So nice play from both players, I think.
Yep. Keeping Luis off of the cards there. Get lost to Shauna's Tidebinder ×2 and consult the star charts for Marco. Looking pretty comfortable at the moment.
Yeah.
Nothing for Superior Spider-Man to do at the moment in Luis's hand. A negate and a Winter Night Story. So land 5 equals Winter Night Stories plus negate backup.
Yeah, so I think Marco is actually considering here just main phase, consult the star charge.
Yeah.
And I think if he had perfect information, he would do that just to hit land drops. And I love this play from Marco. Because if we wait and Salvatto was able to go Winter Night Stories and
that 4
then
lands?
negate,
Oh, no, no.
Jeskai Rev and 2 lands. So I bet, yeah, Rev land seems perfect. Didn't even get red land. as you really don't need red until later stages of the game. And that was a white red verge on the top, so we'll have land 6 ready to go, and then we might just see some Tidebinders pop off here.
Nice draw here for Luis, finding Quantum Riddler. So another way to draw some cards. So he can Riddler and Winter Night Stories in the same turn if he wants to, if it's warped. Or just hardcast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might just windmill style Riddler here. Exactly.
Or if it warps, it's...
Yes, there you go. There you go. Now, another kind of cool piece of interaction is you can Winter Night Stories and then discard Riddler.
Sure.
To then Superior Spider-Man it. But yeah, love this play. God, both of these players have been playing such great Magic. I'm kind of looking at like what the best possible play is with seeing both hands.
Yeah.
And they keep making those plays
do,
without seeing each other's hands. So
it's the mark of a great player.
Pretty good players here.
Jeskai Revelation, Get Lost to Shauna's Tidebinder ×2 for Marco.
Yep.
Looks like he's going to kill this dear friend.
Salvatto
knew it was coming before it even happened.
Salvatto's probably pretty fine with that because now you can Superior Spider-Man it back.
With backup.
Yep.
Yeehaw.
So it comes in as the Riddler, and then the Tidebinder can counter the ability to turn it into just...
Yeah, Negate can't do anything about that, unfortunately.
Yep, so it turns it into just a vanilla 4/6. Or excuse me, just a vanilla 4/4, no flyer.
Yeah. So Shauna says
but named
no.
Quantum Riddler. Has Negate, has Winter Night Stories. And the nice thing that we could easily see is Salvatto maybe at an upkeep being able... Oh, it might even happen this upkeep. If we go upkeep, Archmage's Charm to exile this, and then you can draw 2 because you have a Riddler.
Beautiful.
And yeah, Salvatto didn't even think about it. He's like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah. It's like, sure, fine, whatever.
And the other Tashana's Tidebinder in hand, that's not countering any... There's no triggers that go on the stack from drawing 2 cards to Riddler here, so no thing to be available, and Salvatto is definitely pulled ahead whenever you can have that ability to draw 2 from the Riddler.
I do love these if-then-else cards. You know, that kind of style. It's like, if this has happened, this is just a thing that is. There's no trigger, nothing like that happens or anything. It's just, this is it.
Yep. So, nice. The lands, or the maps kind of drew 2, and here Deceit will get Tidebindered. And now, Marco really wants land 7 to be able to get the rev going.
Rev it up.
Stock up. Still never going to complain about that top deck, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. So let's see what the top of the deck here holds for Marco. Does he have a way to deal with Spidey over here on the other side?
Nothing else, as you know. Sure.
Okay, Consult, Day of Judgment.
To rest in peace, so let's see how much Marco actually values there not being a graveyard when there's already a Riddler in play. I would think it does not seem very good right now, but we'll see if Marco agrees. This has been a great match.
Both players playing super clean. This is a win and in, so whoever wins this game doesn't have to play Magic for the rest of the day.
Yeah, you're about to see a very happy player from whichever one
whomever
takes it
it
down.
may be,
Either Salvatto making a top 8 after it's been a little bit since it's been on the Sunday stage, or Marco, you know, shaking off the couple losses in a row to clinch it up after the best possible start that you can have after day 1.
Restless Reef, Watery Grave, Quantum Riddler, Winter Night Story. Gonna start things there for Luis. This card's popularity fell off once Vivi was out of the format, but seeing it being played here.
Definitely more, you know,
addition
1-ofs, 2-ofs
Yeah.
here in deck, but it's one of those cards that, like, having 1 or 2 in your deck just gives you so much longevity.
Yeah.
And gives you so much gas in the tank. But gas in the tank is not exactly what Salvatto found. Had 5 lands plus 1 Riddler, so not amazing there. I mean, that's exactly what Marco needed to get back into this game, is Salvatto have some awkward draws here.
Marco poised for a Consult the Star Charts before his turn comes back to him.
Yeah, Salvatto was just praying, one duress.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
he really needed here. Something.
Just need to look in your hand, man. Did you find it?
Nice.
Nope. Oh,
Okay.
that's excellent.
That story's nice.
Harmonize this. No matter what, get to discard 2 lands.
The rest?
There is
No.
1 mana black card, but it's a...
Yeah, Insatiable Avarice.
Yeah. All right.
Cruel Claw's highest.
Okay.
That's a hand disruption spell.
Oh, that's huge. That is absolutely huge. Being able to play that. I don't think Salvatto's played a land. I could be wrong, but being able to heist here, we'll see Marco respond with Consult the Star Charts. And then Salvatto just gets to take the best of 3 cards, which almost assuredly is going to be Revelation.
Oh, man. Marco's got to find a counterspell off the top of the library here with an unkicked Consult.
Yeah, we'll see if we actually want to do a gift here.
No, when it resolves, you draw.
If the gift is
and
promised, you may
then
cast that card.
Mm.
Hey, Luis, would you like, I don't think he wants to give him a card, would you like to cast Jeskai Revelation?
Oh, I think Salvatto's going to be giving him a card.
You think?
I think so. Like, because the fact that you can have a Jeskai Revelation of your own ready to go, and I think that's what he communicated, but we'll see. Might be still thinking about it. And Marco does have the thought of, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean...
So the thought of either just casting it to try to find a No More Lies,
Yeah.
or consulting for the full value, or just not casting anything at all and saying, you're going to pick the Revelation, and then I can consult either. So all 3 modes on that would have been important.
something?
So.
Does he find any counterspell
No
on the top of the
counterspell.
deck?
So
What?
that was in air quotes the worst play you could do,
Yeah.
because it had a risk,
It
right?
had the highest upside, though.
The highest upside of being able to counter this, but if you miss, all of a sudden you took an extra card away from yourself. So, I mean, I think I like the risk because Salvatto having access to a Jeskai Revelation, you do have to pay the mana.
Yeah.
But
He's
you
got
can
it.
just pay,
Yeah, it's any
any kind of mana.
In true black spell fashion, any mana of any kind can be taken. So
Yeah, you draw.
gets to draw a card off of that as well. Just finds a land off the top. Jeskai Revelation yoinked out of his hand. I've never seen a quicker
Yeah, maybe the
snatch there from, from Luis.
Maybe the fastest Revelation possible. And now, at any point, Salvatto has 7 mana and can just fire that off. And when your opponent is at 8...
That's a land off the top. That's not what Marco wants to see. Now he's going to have to rely on this Consult the Star Charts to go digging for an answer. Thundering Falls, perhaps the way to start. Go and check, see what's on top. Get that land out of there. We don't want to be drawing that. Thank you so much.
And I feel like with Salvatto having negates in his sideboard, actually there's only one, so Marco knows that this Consult the Star Charts will not get countered, so doesn't have to fire it off at this very second.
Deshauna's Tidebinder, contemplating an attack. I think it might just be on chump duty at this point. But before combat, let's see what Marco opts to go for here.
It's so cool to see Superior Spider-Man used in this way.
Yeah,
It's
right?
more of a fair card. Usually it's just, I pick up, bring her the last gift.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But now this is...
Let's just bring back your best creature.
yeah, Dimir value creatures that do very powerful things in the graveyard.
Okay, there's a replacement, Jeskai Revelation. A get lost for the creature. That's pretty...
It looks like 2 Jeskai Revelations to hand.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, given enough time.
Yeah.
But, no, yeah, Marco would just lose the game on the spot because you Jeskai Revelation, deal 4 upstairs, and bounce Tidebinder. I guess
Tidebinder, yeah.
I guess you can just replay.
Recast Tidebinder.
Yeah.
So Flash Threat will keep him alive. And then the turns could table.
Yeah, and kept the Consult instead of another Revelation. I mean, one nice thing about leaving a Jeskai Revelation, not selecting one there, is if you do Doomsday, you know that card's on the bottom. You're going to draw one of them, but...
Well, that draws you cards too, right? This is not something you want to be playing
yeah, that's fair.
too late.
That is also very fair.
This is where we like cards that have the word put on them. Because I'm not drawing.
Yeah.
Stock up to kick things off here for Luis.
So Salvatto just saying this is not a turn where I'm going to Jeskai Revelation.
Oh, duress.
Oh, duress and deceit. Just slam that from Salvatto. It's like, all I need to do is look at your hand and take the Revelation that you assuredly picked, right?
Yeah, you have to have picked that. And that is what he's going to be rewarded with. So actually going for the consult the star charts, making sure there's no outs.
Yeah.
And now Deceit gets that out of hand, and now we are cooking down to 4.
And you know
goes Marco Belacca.
Salvatto's acting really fast. He can feel it.
You can feel it, but don't make mistakes now. Now's where you got to slow down and just make sure.
That's a no more lies.
That is it. Luis Salvatto makes it into the top 8. Congratulations to him. Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So awesome to see him make it. Won the last 6 rounds in a row. You
Look
can
at him
tell
go.
what it means to him.
Look at him go.
Oh,
Absolutely wonderful
yeah.
stuff there from our feature match, Eric. Congratulations to Luis. Marco, you're going to have to duke it out one more time, my guys. So commiserations there, but absolutely awesome to see Luis in another top 8.
This is what we all, watch high-level competitive Magic for. If you're not getting goosebumps when you see those kind of moments, you you just don't love competitive Magic enough, because that is the good stuff
That was
right
beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, friends. We got more Magic for you, so don't go anywhere. Quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to coverage of Pro Tour Lorwyn Eclipsed here in Richmond, Virginia. We are in the final rounds of our day 2 of competition. We are in winning in Magic territory. We've just seen Luis Salvatto get his spot in the top 8 in a spectacular match. If you missed it, please go back and watch it, because it was just, so good. And now we get to see yet another winning in, dear friends. We are going to jump in here with Toni Portolan up against Francisco Sánchez. Team Harmonizer is at lessons. Corey, what do you like? How does this matchup play?
Yeah, this is a really interesting one. It's really hard to know exactly how the matchups play when Tony's deck is in play, because this Team Harmonizer deck didn't exist Thursday.
Yeah.
It was not a thing that we were seeing. So, but I would say the deck that is trying to draw a bunch of cards and has a ton of interaction would maybe be slightly favored, but honestly, I could see it being completely the other side too. It is a very interesting matchup that will definitely go very long.
Absolutely. Well, we are joining these players in game number 2. Francisco Sánchez, also known as Patchy, won a lengthy game 1, 28 minutes that first game took. And we join them now in game 2, Grand to kick things off. Francisco, also our Edge of Eternity's runner-up to
Yes.
Michael Plummer. And Toni Portolan, if you recognize him, well, he's also just been everywhere lately. Second in our Player of the Year race for last year. So.
Absolutely. And Francisco there was playing against Michael Plummer, where Francisco was playing the slow control deck. Plummer was playing the combo deck. Almost the exact same dynamic here between these two players.
Sure is. Abandoned attachments here for Francisco. Going to chuck that combustion technique. Grand has been taken care of too. So lesson count 2 for those of you keeping track.
And lesson counts as far as the lessons deck that we've seen at the top tables here on day number 2. Not many. We have not seen a ton of this deck, so maybe didn't have that super strong of a weekend so far.
I also think the cub population has been culled slightly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it Lessons and Cub kind of the decks that are maybe both not doing well? Those are definitely the two most popular decks going in, I would say.
So far, we got Demir Excruciator. Bet we wouldn't be saying that 3 days ago when we were looking at the metagame.
No kidding.
Sure.
In the hands of Louis, so that's our first top 8 spot locked up.
And main phase. Oh, no. Okay, that was the end step. So, wow, Toni just did not play a land there. That was just a draw go. Definitely huge advantage to Francisco for sure.
Yeah, when I saw that Fabled Passage turn 3, I was like, this ain't looking too hot. There's a land off the top for Toni.
These players are in the exact same boat as Salvatto was here in the last round. Win and in. Loser has to win the next round to guarantee it.
Yes.
Or win the following round after that and hope for the tiebreakers.
Yeah. Basically, you want to keep your... Oh, hello. Accumulate wisdom. You want to keep your destiny in your own hands, so get to those 12 necessary wins to lock up the top 8 before the final round of competition, because that's when it gets messy. You don't want to be in a scrum with 2 or 3 other players.
Exactly. Control your own destiny here. And that was the Ancestral Recall mode, but it was a 2-drop, so you're unable to... or Spell Snare works very effectively against it.
Abandoned attachments. Doing a great job of filtering through the top of the library, finding Francisco what he needs to fight against Toni, and find the pieces of interruption for the combo that Toni's looking to set up for. Haven't glanced at the hand just yet. I think we saw a couple of full boards there. I didn't see the Mind Form Harmonizer.
What I think I saw was like Wistfulness, Heritage Reclamation, cards that are anti-Monument, anti-Artist Talent, and Francisco has just not been playing that type of game. It has been a lot of just spells. And I wouldn't even be that shocked to see something like Artist Talent trimmed down.
Yeah, I mean, he's just sculpting
just
his
spells,
hand to, you know, pick his spots, counter what matters, and then develop a threat eventually.
Yeah, turn into a control deck in this matchup for sure. And I do see full bore Burst Lightning as well. That's a card I'm kind of interested to see still left in the deck, but gotta respect Grand.
Oh, yeah. Respect your elders.
Yep. Yeah, you got to respect your elders for sure.
Quantum Riddler, an option in the sideboard for Francisco.
And that's
so, you know, we could see it become that kind of game.
Yeah, that's all 4 of our abandoned attachments. And I see multiple wisdoms here.
Spell Pierce.
Oh, that feels so bad for that to get Spell Pierce when you have 1 mana left over. But with just so many of those cards that Francisco has, you kind of just throw it out. But Artist Talent.
My turn.
Here's the Spell Snare Francisco's been sitting on for a long time, I imagine. Wow, okay.
Let's go. All right.
Saving that for a little bit later, maybe not a card I saw.
Soul Guide Lantern now.
That's big game.
Owie.
Because now Francisco is going to be very priced into leaning this out there, and if there's another Spell Pierce, you just got to feel like that is going to be devastating. But the first Ancestral Recall resolved.
Now gets to get the cards, so Soul Guide Lantern hits the board, exiles that from the yard, and whenever Francisco threatens that again, you'll likely see Toni activate.
And it's maybe not the absolute biggest deal now, because I think that is 3 of the Accumulate Wisdom. But, of course, there is Storm Chaser's Talent to bring those back if that's the version Francisco is playing.
Doesn't look like he's got that in the main.
No talents, leaning on the 3 steps ahead. it'll quench you, more disruptive, slower versions. And hey, I mean, if Lessons isn't doing that well as far as the traditional version, the otters and stuff, change it up a bit and maybe you'll have some more success. And I do think this version seems better, being able to play 2-3 steps ahead as well as it'll quench you.
Draw a card.
Yeah, definitely being able to protect whatever it is you're trying to resolve or what you have on the board already. You know, so Francisco probably just working his way towards, if they're still in the main deck, you know, Monument to Endurance, try and do that game plan alongside the artist's talents.
Definitely.
We shall see.
And looks like Toni was kind of even agreeing with that assessment without Storm Chaser's talent. Just sack the Lantern, draw a card. The graveyard doesn't matter as much anymore with all these Accumulate Wisdoms already cast.
Negate.
Negate says no thanks to Earthbender Ascension. So we won't be getting any landfall triggers of importance until we find out Mindform Harmonizer.
Looks like we have Grand, removal spell, Broadside Barrage in hand, as well as I think a Spell Snare still. So a relatively weak hand.
Barrage just deals 5, right?
Yep, 5, draw, discard.
Yeah.
Cards.
Doesn't scale, so can't kill a 4/6 friend. Okay. Toni, not interested in deploying any threats to the board here or attempting anything.
Yeah, we'll see if it's Riddler time here.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
Yeah, not even
Pass the turn
trying
back.
to do it.
How you like
Wow.
that?
I mean, eventually you would think the more time you give
Toni?
Toni, the scarier it gets, but also bossing Say here could really change the texture of this game. And just present, all right, every single turn I'm going to attack.
I love earthbending fetch lands.
Yeah,
They just
so
go fetch a thing and they come back.
exactly. This interaction that we might see here.
So cheeky. Here comes our Quantum Riddler friend. Draw some cards. Let's see what Francisco has up his sleeve.
Yeah, might just be flooding out a bit up there.
Needs to discard some stuff, man.
But flooding out, eventually you'll be able to play all your cards and draw 2 off Riddler, but this is what Toni needed.
Oh, 2 stock ups and
I was going to
assault.
say, stock up is pretty good at finding more stock ups, and there were 2 in the window, and I think there were 2 consult the star charts, so Toni
you say?
is stocked up to say the least.
I was about to say, would you say stocks are up?
Yes, I would indeed say that.
We are not financial experts. Please do not take our advice.
Stonks, as the kids say, I believe.
Alrighty. Great top of the deck behavior for Toni there.
Okay.
Surak, nice. Elusive Hunter now.
A devastating card against, is it? You know, I mean, devastating in the sense that if you have a removal spell, you are going to get to, you know, it's just going to be a natural 2-for-1, but it is still a very good card to bridge those turns where it's like, all right, I think my opponent's holding up a removal spell or a counter spell. Just naturally getting a 2-for-1 is always great.
Has to be respected though, so Surak off the board. Francisco having Seer to deal with him.
That's another removal spell that doesn't get aimed at Toni's, you know, 28 power creature that he's building up to. Anyone who hasn't seen it, this is Harmonizer, full bore it, sack a bunch of lands, and count very, very high.
Yes.
Do some multiplication.
If you can count to 28, chances are you will have success with this deck.
Don't have enough fingers and toes, so I got to get off the calculator.
Right, we have 20. That's why we have 20 left for Magic.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Stock up once again.
Okay.
Oh, hey, okay.
There's Harmonizer. And I would imagine this isn't a matchup where you can, or any matchup you could take out full bore, but if there is any matchup where you do trim on something like that, it would be in a deck like, you know, up against a deck like Is It Lessons, but I would imagine it is just the A plus B combo card that you can't cut.
I mean, yeah, if you take out the combo, what are you then?
You know, you're just playing these mid-range creatures, and you use, you know, Ice Till Explorer for your extra land drops.
Bending a bunch if possible, I guess.
Yeah, like you lose the haste ability from your warp cards. So don't get me wrong, it's probably not there, but it could be an option.
So just
Five.
just the escape tunnel on board here for Toni.
Could, at the very worst, Bossing say up the escape tunnel and attack for 4, but Bossing say, of course, a sorcery-only ability, so Toni does have a use for the mana, it would seem, and you can't consult the star charts. I mean, you can, but you can't kick it with only 1 blue.
Yeah. Double blue needed for that, so unfortunately not on the cards here for Toni. So I'm guessing he's got some permission spells.
Taking 2. You already have 9 lands in hand. I mean, Francisco's life total largely doesn't matter, just because, you know, if Toni wins, it's going to be like a 30 power attacker, so taking the 1 or 2 damage here doesn't seem that relevant, but
he'll deal enough damage to kill him in the next game.
Yeah, you got to also think, are you really needing that 12th land this turn? Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he's got some big X spell we don't know about.
I mean, Wan Shi Tong, if we
yeah,
that one could be absolutely incredible.
That is an option. Is it in the deck, though?
Yeah, it doesn't seem
No,
like playing
like
that one.
That would have been sweet, but alas, no. That is not the X spell we are looking for.
Just looking to have as much interaction available for the turn when Toni goes for it.
Nice.
And yeah, that is just a ton of interaction. It'll quench ya, Iroh's Demonstration, Broadside Barrage, Spell Snare. That is a classic hand of no.
Yep. Yep.
If you go for
you'd
the
like
combo,
to participate? No.
If you go for the combo, Francisco has plenty of ways to stop it. But that being said, Toni is building to this point where Toni's going to have multiple things to do, like maybe double warp 2 harmonizers, full bore them both, you know, like those kind of things of trying to attack from multiple different angles.
I guess the one part where, you know, we might want to have a Soul Guide Lantern for Toni side of things is, you know, knowing that things like combustion techniques still exist.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a clean way to kill any size creature, depending on the size of the graveyard. So Broadside Barrage, chucking Iroh's Demonstration, gets to draw. What do we find?
And 3 more turns here with this Quantum Riddler.
Oh, I think things are about to heat up here.
You can tell someone just made it to the top 8. That is probably my favorite part of this stage of Pro Tours, is you start hearing that and you got to look over and be like, who is it? Who is it?
I think that was Luis's game.
That might have been Salvatto.
If you hear a vamos, then most certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll quench combustion technique in hand there for Francisco.
The old turn 16 it'll quench is usually not the most impactful. So, you know, Francisco's hand here is not great, but the fact that Artist Talent can loot away some of this stuff is helpful as well. But
and, you know, sometimes you just cost it. You know, your opponent's going to pay for it, but you get the trigger off of the Artist Talent if desperation calls. But, you know, as it stands, Francisco is sitting very comfortable right now.
Francisco is 2 attacks with a Quantum Riddler away from back-to-back Pro Tour top 8s. I mean, we had Worlds in between, but outside of that, you know, this is the last Pro Tour was Edge of Eternity, and seeing him take second in that.
It's one hell of a run. He's like, well, I got to do one better now, right?
Yeah.
Got second. I won first.
And I mean, Francisco, another one of those players, just an absolute Magic Online, you know, legend. Pachi there. I've lost to so many times, made it to the Magic Online Championship a lot, and another player that is just incredibly nice. Okay, here's the turn.
Nice. Thanks, judges.
Yeah.
Full bore. Gives it haste. Trample.
And the one thing about Spell Snare does not target any of the combo here, so.
Sure doesn't. It's got to be that combustion technique, yeah?
5 cards. You got to think, you got to start with Combustion Technique?
I would assume so. I mean, that's the best option for it.
Yeah, because it is doubling the power. You're never doubling the
yeah.
toughness. But now, Trigger of Artist Talent on the stack, Toni can choose to like Spell Snare it before you do some looting. And looks like
Response to this, right? Yes, yes.
It's in response to the trigger, yeah.
2 mana, Negate or Spider Sense, I would imagine.
3 cards, right?
Yeah,
3 cards.
Spidey Sense. What does Francisco have to deal with this?
Spell snare.
Sure does.
Let's get this stack in.
Yeah. Let's get some cool visual here.
Yes, here it is. There's nothing like a good stack here for a win and in at the Pro
Oh,
Tour.
yeah.
And this will decide the game, if we're going to game 3 or if Francisco is going to be heading into his second top 8.
And players need to be a little aware of the clock, too, because if this does go to game 3, they're going to have to hustle.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Control this?
This is either going to go to game 3 and players got to hustle, or this isn't going another turn.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so getting the card out there, that loot from Artist Talent was discard draw 2 because of Riddler.
Results, yeah.
Spicy.
Nice.
So there's a trigger for this one as well?
Correct. It's a trigger on the stack for this one.
Yeah, the trigger can resolve.
All right, trigger resolves now.
Okay.
Discard the land, draw.
And if triggers are resolving, you gotta kind of think Toni maybe doesn't have more interaction.
Suncrafter Mage. Oh,
Okay.
flashback something from the yard.
Well, remember what I said about turn 15 It'll Quenches?
Yeah?
As I was saying, they're awesome. They work every time.
It'll quench you. Oh, he does still have one land up. He's got 2 land to pay for it, right?
No, not the Escape Tunnel doesn't add mana.
Oh, you're right. No.
It is
Oh my
indeed the Quenches.
Goodness, it is. Drink cactus juice, friends.
Oh, man, that was huge.
Wow.
And I mean, that was a choice for Toni to, not crack the Escape Tunnel basically at any point of the game. But you do kind of need that trigger. Toni needed that trigger to double the power and stuff. So,
Yeah.
man.
He did. Wowza. Francisco winning that stack battle there. Toni just left with 1 island open, and now we see Monument to Endurance along with Artist Talent. You got to think it's lights out from here, man.
This is
2.
it.
This is it.
This is it. No matter what, you attack with the Riddler, you discard, take 3, and then during Francisco's turn, or just right now,
yeah.
you say lose 3 again, and Francisco is going to be heading into the top 8 here of Pro Tour Allure with Eclipse.
Back-to-back Pro Tour top 8s for Francisco Sánchez. Going through the motions, and that is it. Toni Portolan extends the handshake. Congratulations to Francisco. What a way to do it.
Yeah, what an amazing way to do it. And maybe a little bit of different reactions there from
Much more
Salvatto
composed.
and Francisco. Because, well, when you just top 8'd the very last Pro Tour, it's like, yeah, I expected it. No big deal. I mean, what an accomplishment to make back-to-back Pro Tour top 8s. Of course, maybe didn't top 8 Worlds, but still. Back-to-back Pro Tours.
That's just insane.
Really
to top 8
incredible.
any of these events, my friends, is insane. So big congratulations there.
I tried for 13 years. Didn't do it.
I haven't tried once, so we're good. Is It Lessons now makes it into the top 8 in the hands of Francisco. We are going to head to break, friends, and when we come back, we're going to have the news desk for you.